Like, if you're a basketball fan, you grow up a fan, like, you love the Celtics. Well, maybe I guess you could hate them, but I think for myself, like, the Celtics is one of the premier organizations of the NBA. Like, you always grow up knowing what the Celtics are about, and obviously having won a championship 2 years ago now, it's kind of cool to just be in this building and kind of, you know, surround yourself with the greatness that is played in this arena over the course of however many years. So I think it's a great opportunity for people in this city or fans around the area to come and support a W team here. And
TD Garden has seen legends rise and dynasties fall, but on this night, something entirely different unfolded. Caitlin Clark stepped into that historic arena not just as a rising star, but as a woman on a mission. A mission shaped by bruises, controversy, and unfinished business. Just 1 month prior, she had taken hit after hit from the Connecticut Sun. Elbows, cheap shots, and an infamous eye poke that went viral. That June 17th clash wasn't basketball. It was war without whistles, and the league's officials turned a blind eye. But tonight the air was different. This wasn't a game. This was a reckoning.
And I know their game last year had great attendance and great energy, so I'm expecting the same tonight. But for myself, like, you don't take these opportunities for granted. Like, it's always fun to go to a new arena and a new place and enjoy it, and I, you know, expect the same here tonight.
Clark knew exactly what she was walking into. The same opponent, the same physical defense. But now, 19,156 voices roared for her. In a building that never hosted the Fever before, her fans turned TD Garden into a thunderstorm of support. You could feel the tension as soon as the ball was tipped. This wasn't about standings or stats. This was about pride, revenge, and proving that no cheap shot would define Caitlin Clark. She wasn't just back, she was ready to rewrite the narrative.
Third quarter we go. They're trailing by 10. Keep an eye on her and Jacy Sheldon. Clark trying to back her down.
Clark is okay.
Sheldon fouls Clark, hitting her in the face. Clark is upset about that. Then everybody's upset about that. Marina Mabrey comes in. She decks Clark, tempers flaring on both sides.
Back in June, Caitlin Clark stood on the court surrounded by chaos, taking hits with little backup. But this time, she wasn't alone. Something had shifted within the Indiana Fever. The chemistry, the attitude, the energy. Sophie Cunningham became her enforcer, the one who made it clear. Anyone taking cheap shots would pay the price. The team no longer looked fractured. They looked like a unit. Every screen set was sharper, every rotation faster. This wasn't just a rematch, it was a statement.
The announcers here are saying, of course, Marina Mabrey is going to get ejected because that was unwarranted. She literally came out of nowhere and chucked Caitlin Clark. There should be a flagrant one, of course, on Jacy Sheldon because she swiped her and hit her in the eyeball. Whether it is intentional or not, you can still have a flagrant a flagrant foul called on you, whether you are trying to intentionally hurt somebody or not. But this is what they called, you guys. This is what they called. Caitlin Clark, Marina Mabrey, Tina Charles were assessed with technical fouls on Tuesday. Caitlin, Marina, and Tina Charles. Technical fouls. That's it. Technical fouls. That's it. And Jacy Sheldon was assessed with a flagrant 1 foul, and no players were ejected.
And if you've made it this far into the story, you clearly understand how different this night really was. So before we dive deeper into what happened next, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps us tell more stories like this, to bring you behind the scenes of these legendary moments. Smash the like button, drop a comment with "I've got the fever," and join the growing squad of fans following Caitlin Clark's rise. Every interaction counts, and just like Clark's assists, your support keeps the momentum going.
Career for Allie. Clark trying to turn the corner. Oh, goes behind her back to find Howard.
Really good interior passing and patience by...
The Connecticut Sun didn't just remember Clark. They remembered how dangerous she could be. So they came in with one mission: shut her down early. Their defense was suffocating. From the opening whistle, they threw 2 defenders at her full court. Anytime she crossed half, a second body met her. Screens were blitzed. Passing lanes were crowded. It was clear. They wanted to wear her down before she could find a rhythm.
That's not
Leah
warning.
Boston
You can tell
day yesterday.
It's okay. You can tell me when I'm falling.
That's fine. Here comes Clark. Working against Sheldon. Slices in.
Her, but deceptively, she is so quick and fast getting to the rim. Right here, gets up the floor with some force here. Jacy Sheldon doesn't even have the chance to react.
But Clark adjusted. She didn't force anything. Instead of trying to shoot her way through the pressure, she slowed the game down, mentally. She began orchestrating. Instead of looking for her own shot, she made quick reads, threading passes into the paint, finding the open shooter before defenders could rotate. Every touch of the ball was strategic. She embraced the chaos and bent it to her will. The more Connecticut pressed, the more Clark made them scramble.
A back cut by Lacan.
On the rookie out of France. And it didn't take long for Indiana to strike back.
That is after a made.
When defenses focus too hard on one player, it creates a domino effect. And Indiana exploited it masterfully. Kelsey Mitchell erupted for 20 points, finding wide-open looks created by Clark's gravity. Natasha Howard became a force in the paint, cleaning up missed shots and muscling through defenders for second-chance buckets. The Sun had no choice but to spread their defense thin. Suddenly, they couldn't double Clark without leaving someone else wide open. And then came Sophie Cunningham. Off the bench, she rained down threes and brought the energy that electrified the crowd. Her hustle plays, diving for loose balls, chasing down rebounds, locking down defenders, gave Indiana the extra possessions they needed to build momentum. It wasn't just Clark's night. It was a full team performance, every piece in sync. The Fever finally looked like a playoff-caliber team, with scorers, defenders, and role players all stepping up in the same 40 minutes.
Another opportunity on the O glass.
Cunningham already has 1-3, make it 2.
When all else fails, Kelsey Mitchell coming down, finds her teammate Sophie Cunningham. No passes, no problem.
Here's the twist. Clark wasn't lighting up the scoreboard like usual. Her shot was off. She went just 4 of 14 from the field and hit only 1 3. But what she did instead was something that won't show up on highlight reels. She controlled the game. Every possession ran through her. And without fanfare, she quietly rewrote the WNBA record books.
Boston somehow found Howard. That was a blaze of a pass.
Aaliyah Boston had her eye on Natasha Howard before she got the ball. You knew it.
First, she became the fastest player in league history to reach 450 career assists, shattering the previous mark by 9 full games. Then, she broke the record for the fastest to 150 career three-pointers, a testament to her dual-threat nature, passer and scorer. And perhaps most remarkably, she extended her streak to 40 straight games with 5 or more assists, the longest in league history. These weren't empty stats. They were milestones built on leadership, vision, and trust in her teammates.
And Sheldon is going to keep the pressure on Clark. You see Tina Charles with the responsibility of guarding Aaliyah Boston. High hedge on the ball screen on Clark.
Inside perfectly.
One thing you know about Tina Charles, she has every shot in her arsenal.
Now Sheldon, the height disadvantage against Howard.
Yeah, good recognition.
With the game hanging in the balance and time running out, something inside Clark ignited. The Fever were up by just a few points when she took control. In the final 5 minutes, she didn't just manage the offense, she became the offense. She outscored the entire Connecticut Sun roster during that stretch. 1 player versus 5, and she came out on top.
Yeah, you were announced today to obviously be in the three-point contest. Just what went into that decision, and what does it mean to do it for the first time in front of the fans in Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, not much went into it other than yes, I guess. Obviously, it's exciting. I've never participated in a three-point competition before, never practiced before. So just go out there and have fun. I think the lineup of people competing is tremendous. So more than anything, it's just going to be really great for our league and for women's basketball as a whole, just to, have a lot of fun and experience that. So, I'm just excited. I think Friday, the skills competition, and that will be a really exciting time, and it will lead right into Saturday of a really great game as well.
What made it so devastating was her timing. She didn't force shots early. She waited. Then, when the defense began to hesitate, she struck. Quick cuts to the basket, cross-court assists, pull-up jumpers in transition. It was surgical. While the Sun scrambled to adjust, Clark carved them apart possession by possession. The crowd could sense it. This wasn't just a close game anymore. It was a personal display of dominance. She didn't need 30 points. She needed 5 perfect minutes, and she delivered them.
Offensive rebound by Nelson Adota, and this time she was stuffed by Howard. Hall spots up and nails it.
But just as the celebration began, the tone of the night shifted in an instant. With under a minute left, Clark drove to the rim, delivered a pass to Kelsey Mitchell, and immediately clutched her right leg. You could see the grimace. The pain wasn't masked. She limped off the floor, her expression suddenly heavy. The woman who had just made history was now hunched over on the bench, holding back tears.
Brutal. That's all you can say, and the look on Caitlin Clark's face said it all after she clearly tweaked her groin in the Fever win over the Connecticut Sun in what has been an injury-riddled season for Clark. And whether it was pain or frustration or a combination of both, you could see it weighing on her.
The arena fell into a strange silence. This wasn't a sprained ankle or a bump to shake off. This was the same groin that had sidelined Clark earlier in the season, and everyone watching knew it. The fear wasn't just for this game, but for what was coming next. All-Star Weekend. The home crowd in Indiana. A three-point contest she had just been announced for. Suddenly, it wasn't about basketball. It was about whether the biggest star in the league would be okay.
Right here, she explodes, makes the backdoor pass, and immediately grabs the inside of that right leg. Yeah,
Groin injuries don't just disappear. As regenerative medicine specialists have said time and time again, they're stubborn, slow to heal, easy to aggravate. Clark's night was supposed to be about triumph, but by the time she sat on that bench, the focus had shifted. She wasn't celebrating anymore. She was protecting herself, cradling her leg, trying to stay composed. Cameras caught her in tears. Teammates leaned in quietly. It was one of the most human moments of her career.
Timeout. Sun.
Looks like she's in pain after that pass.
Sun fans, please welcome to the floor, ladies and members of the Connecticut.
She had been dealing most recently with a groin injury.
Coach Stephanie White offered little detail post-game. Just that Clark felt something and would be evaluated. But fans knew. You could feel it in the air. This wasn't just another game. It was a moment that exposed how fragile greatness can be. In one night, Clark made history and reminded us how quickly that story can shift. Her status for All-Star Weekend remains uncertain, but her impact, undeniable.
test, but right now on the bench after looking like she is in some pain.
Caitlin Clark walked into TD Garden and delivered a masterclass in control, poise, and leadership. She led her team to their 3rd straight win, broke 3 WNBA records, and silenced critics who said she needed to score big to make a difference. But as the final whistle blew, she was limping off the floor, her future uncertain once again. That's sports. That's the raw edge of competition. Glory and heartbreak, just seconds apart.
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that. Looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
We're hoping for good news and for Clark to return stronger than ever. But until then, let's show her we're behind her. Drop a comment below wishing her a speedy recovery. Like the video if you respect the fight she's shown all season. And subscribe to the channel so you never miss a moment of her journey. Because this isn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning.